Hello everyone, it's Andrew from Gem TCG here, and today I'll be showing you the behind the scenes of how I am preparing for my first card show, which is actually tomorrow. And I have around $20,000 worth of cards that I need to price out. It's around maybe 700 to 1,000 different cards. So it's definitely going to be pretty time consuming, and figured I might as well show you guys what I'm going to do so that you can learn from it or see what the behind the scenes are for someone doing this. Granted, this is my first time, so I'm not as well experienced, but I have been talking to a lot of vendors and they have helped me out and gave me a lot of advice. So figured I'd relay some of that information to you guys as well. So let me show you what types of cards I'm going to be listing out and pricing, and then how I will be doing those price checks and price comps and all of that. So first things first, let me show you guys what I plan to be adding to my vending, I guess. It's this box of cards and then this box of cards. So around, I don't even know how much that is because the sleeves definitely make it look bigger than it actually is. But it's a majority of that collection I showed you in the video 2 weeks ago, or maybe a week ago, where it was $15,000 worth, and then some other collections that I've bought in the meantime. So I've just been saving it up really, and in anticipation for this event. And that's one thing I'm not a big fan of when it comes to vending is how do you distinguish which inventory you put on your eBay store versus what you go to vend with? Because at least for me, I would prefer to have everything listed as soon as you can, but obviously you can't do that if you're going to be vending because then you'll have to go through each one and remove it and stuff. That just sounds very complex and very time consuming. So what I did was I just held up all the inventory so that I don't have to worry about that when the time comes. But of course, that did lead to me not being able to list over probably $20,000 worth of cards in the last 2 weeks. So I'm gonna try to think of a good way to figure that out. And also, if you have a solution, please let me know because it's definitely a big issue. And then, so what I'm gonna be doing is I have all the cards sorted. So trainer galleries are all together, illustration rares all together, etc. Because I'm assuming if people want one type of card, they're gonna want a bunch of type of cards from that, or a bunch of cards from that same type. So I have it all together, so that way when I put it in the binder, it'll look organized, and I think it would look a lot better than having just a bunch of random cards all in random order. Me as a buyer, I know I would enjoy that, so I'm trying to carry out that same logic to this event. Now, how I am going to be doing this is I don't have stickers, so I'm just going to be writing with a red Sharpie and putting the name. So I'm going to zoom in just for right now so you can see how the thing works. But basically, we type in the name and the number, the result shows, and then I can just click add, and it gets added right here. Also, just like the total value and all that. And let's say the next one is the Raikou V from Crown Zenith, GG41, shows up here. Add, then I get the price and all that. So that is how I am going to be doing my pricing and my price comps, because for those of you that don't know or have had experience with it, TCG Player searching up prices is extremely annoying and time consuming. And one of the users in the Discord, Samwise GameG, recommended adding a service like this for vendors so that you could just type in the card that you want and the number so that you can get a quick result. Because on TCG Player or Collector or anything like that, you have to search for the card, and then you have to click a filter for a set, and then you find the card. And let's say it's a reverse holo, you have to go in and type in the reverse holo, click into the page and filter for reverse holos, and it's just very time consuming. So I built this out with their recommendation so that it could just be a lot quicker, and definitely is. Even just looking at it right now, I can get quick up to date searches. And I just added this yesterday, so it's not as fleshed out as I would want it to be, but there will be more features coming soon to this, being able to share it with others and do other interesting stuff that would help. And so this is how I'm doing it. It's not the best, I understand, but I don't feel like getting stickers and putting them onto each card, because I feel like that would be too time consuming. So instead, I'm just writing on it with a Sharpie. It might not be legible as soon as you see it, but when they're asking how much is this card, I could just quickly look at it and then let them know. And in terms of pricing, doing a roundup type of way, because normally on eBay I'll increase my prices by 30% minimum. But since this is in person, I don't have to pay shipping or fees. I am just rounding up to a clean number so that way it's not like 2.67 on the card. I just want to have one clean number. And let's just say they want to buy multiple cards. I could go down in price, no problem. But I don't want to have my prices be at market price and then they come in expecting a discount because I feel like then I would be losing money and we're not losing money but just not getting what I would want to get, I guess. Because at the end of the day, you do have to make money when you're doing this. You can't just give away stuff for free. Actually, you can if you want, but if you want to make profit, you can't be constantly losing money on items, especially very in demand items. In the future, I do plan on getting stickers because this is not as legible for some of the cards. But this is basically it, how I'm doing it. I did make one big mistake, which was I ordered my card display case on Sunday, and I needed it here by before Saturday, but it's currently Friday, and they still have not. It still hasn't arrived, and it says it's arriving tomorrow, which is not good because I have to be at the event by 10 a.m. and there's no way it's gonna arrive in that time. I made a big mistake on that one, which is unfortunate, but I learned, and I'm gonna go to look around, maybe Walmart or see if I can find one. Let me try a black Sharpie, see if that works better. That was the one mistake I made, but it's all a learning curve. Not everything's gonna be perfect on the first try. Like I think black might be better because on the which one looks more legible? Comment down below, but I think black might be more legible. This is very time consuming, I will admit, but this definitely does make it quicker. Check out TCG Automate if you would think, or if you think something like this would be helpful. I do have plans to make this more fine tuned to vendors. I have already a lot of ideas that could be good for this. So if you're a vendor and you're looking for something to make it a lot easier, reach out. Let me know what could help. Because another thing is, that's the wrong price. It's okay. Another thing is, I built this out strictly for listing to eBay because I knew I would need it. But a lot of people in the Discord have been recommending different products or different features, and then I add them, and a lot of people find it helpful. So just know your opinion matters when you're in something like this. And I've heard some complaints about Card Dealer Pro. One guy joined today actually, and he said he got banned for asking a question, which is pretty insane. And I've used their platform before, and their customer support is not good, in my opinion. But enough about that. I don't want to keep talking about that. One thing I do plan on the next time I go to these shows is to bring some, what is it called? Bulk cards just to give away to kids, like bulk hollows or anything of that manner, because look, it's just a nice thing to do. I can't justify giving away graded bulk slabs or anything like that, but a little small gift I think is fine. One thing I have been hearing though is these vendors are sending their kids to do trade up challenges so that they could get some free cards. And I think it's very bad because it just makes everything look bad, and then you don't trust the kids. So I think there's always so much shady stuff going on when money is involved, which definitely sucks. But what can you do? Just be on the lookout for that. Maybe ask them, did someone send you to do this, or are you doing it on your own? But personally, I think trade up challenges are just dumb. There was a thing 10 years ago when one person did something, he traded a paperclip for a house. And ever since then, everyone's trying to just copy it and mimic it. And it's just, I don't know. I don't understand that whole thing. Just make your money the right way. Do it professionally. Don't have to do some weird games or sales tactics to get that money. Another thing that I've noticed is, hold on, let me write this one down. I've been getting some sealed, what's it called? Sealed promos in. But then they put a sticker on the price or on the pack. Let me show you an example. Like this one. I got this one in today, and then they put this sticker on it. So now, no matter what, this sticker will always be on this card. And it's just very dumb to me why anyone would do this. Because if I'm buying a collection and you say, oh, I have all these sealed promos or whatever, and then you receive it and it's like, no, the Sharpie's running out. And you receive it and they have that on there, I think it definitely lowers the value. And I'm not a fan of that. I think you should not do that if you write on your things, or it should at least be disclosed if you are selling stuff like that. Oh, it's on Zenta. Okay. If you guys can comment down below what types of things you guys do to prepare for your card shows, that would definitely be helpful because I will be reading these overnight after I post it, and it would definitely help leading up into it. It's going to be the Detroit card show, but it's not even in Detroit. It's in a city nearby it. And the owner, or I think it's the owner, they seem pretty cool, professional and all that, which is good. So I'm looking forward to it. I just wish I had this thing in time. I don't know why I waited last minute to order it. Because I could set up all of my binders. I just can't set up the display case, which would definitely help. And speaking of binders, these are the ones I'm going to use. Okay, I got this one from that binder the other day. Pretty cool. I think it'll definitely bring in some attention because vintage looking binder. And it could hold, I think, like 80 something cards, which is not bad. But then I had these other two binders that I got from collectors probably last year, maybe earlier this year. It's a Vault X binder, and this one can hold around, I believe there's 42 pages, 9 pages on, or 9 slots on each page. So the math on that, I think for both of these, with this one included, it's hard to show the full thing. I don't know why. This is a Mewtwo Ultra Pearl binder. Same thing, 9 card sleeves or like card slots, and in total, I think it was 756 cards I can add on both of those. And then this one is 80, so around 830 cards I'll be able to do, which is pretty good, but not enough to where I can't do all of these cards. I'll probably do only maybe half of them. Hopefully I could do more, or maybe I'll just bring the rest as a backlog. So if I start selling a lot, I'll do some quick price comps at the event and then put them in the binder. But we'll see on that. One tip I've heard is that you should bring in cards that are very hyped up at the moment, which is pretty obvious, common sense. But so I'm gonna bring in all these Tag Team GX cards. I sold a few to the patrons. They saw that video and they were interested in it. So still have some left over. Also, one thing, speaking of the patrons, one thing that some people have been utilizing actually is the fact that I don't grade cards, which means I sell a lot of very minty cards on my eBay store. Like if you just look at these, they're actually it's hard to tell because I'm doing 0.5 zoom, but a lot of these cards are very minty and very hard to come across. So if you're ever interested in grading cards for grading purposes, you can definitely check that out. I don't grade, so you'll be able to get some good selections. If you were to buy from other people that do grade, you're not going to get near mint cards. You're going to get, or you might get near mint, but it's not going to be gradable to get a 10. That's, I don't know, that's if you want to do it. You don't have to though. But I think I don't want to sit here and bore you guys pricing all these cards. Plus, it's 241, and I upload every day at 4 o'clock, so I need to get this edited and released soon. But hope you guys found this one helpful. Obviously, don't take my advice as like the advice because I am not an expert at this. I'm doing this for the first time, and I'm only working off of what I've heard from other vendors with a few quick video and phone calls. So if you are doing your first show, definitely reach out to people that have done vending before and maybe start small or go all in. I don't know. I'm kind of going all in because I figure if I'm gonna do it, I might as well go all in. Usually when I do things not to its full extent, for the first time, it doesn't go as well, which makes me think it'll never go as well, and then it just leads to me not wanting to do it again. So I'm gonna try to go all in on this one because if it works and I can make, I don't even know what a valid sale number is, but if I can make some crazy sales and do this repeatedly, I would definitely consider this more because I can do, okay, just for example, I did like 20 to 30K per month on eBay in the last few months. Or actually, no, this whole year. But let's say I could do 10K in sales in one day with no fees. That's obviously a game changer. But if it's only maybe 1 to 2,000 in sales in that full day, I don't think it's really worth my time, which maybe sounds arrogant. I don't know. But realistically, if I could do 1,000 in sales per day on eBay and I don't have to put in any extra time being somewhere, obviously I would rather do that. But if I can make 5 to 10,000 in one day with no fees and all that, then it's definitely worth it. That's my logic going into it. We'll see how it is when all is said and done. And I will definitely make a follow up video, probably posting it on Monday or Tuesday to just show how things went, what I learned from everything, and making my decision on will I continue doing it or not. Because there's definitely is, from what I've heard, there's definitely a lot of potential, but also a lot of commitment. Because, like I said in the beginning of this video, I had to halt my eBay inventory for almost 2 weeks now leading up to this event. And I don't know how it will be if I have to do it for every single month because this was only, I only halted it because I made the decision 2 or 3 weeks ago. But if I know for a fact that next month I'm going to be doing this event, I will not be, what is it called? I don't know if I'll be listing on it on eBay and then just bringing my listed inventory there and updating it when it sells at the show, or what to do. I don't know. So definitely I need some help on that one. If you have any advice on how you separate what you list on eBay versus what you list on or put at your card shows, that would definitely be helpful because I do not know what to do right now. And I can't think of a valid solution that would be both efficient and I guess maximizing sales potential. But basically I just want to show you guys how I'm preparing for this. Once these Sharpie marks dry, I'm gonna be putting them in the binder. Probably gonna put my more expensive non-display cards in here, and then the rest go in those bigger binders. And then I'll top load the expensive cards and put them in a display case. Hopefully, I could find one today at Walmart or maybe Hobby Lobby. I don't know. I'm gonna just keep looking around. Thank you all for the support. I hope you guys found this video helpful, and I will see you all on Monday for the next video.